Hello, Assalamu alaikum. In this video, I will teach you how you can create a calligraphy in Microsoft PowerPoint. Before that, I'm going to show you a few examples of how the Microsoft PowerPoint can be used in creating a calligraphy. Okay, so for creating a calligraphy, I'm going to go into a new slide. I'm going to create a new slide over here. The first thing that you require is the text itself. So for the text, I'm going to insert a text box over here. I have converted I have changed or installed Urdu and Arabic font as well as Arabic language on my computer. So simply by clicking over here and changing it to Urdu or Arabic, I can write in that language. Now the next thing that I need to do over here is that I have downloaded a lot of fonts in Urdu over here. So I can use these fonts for the designs that I make. However, my keyboard over here is all in English, so each corresponding key for a particular alphabet is not there. For that, what I generally do is that I go to pictures. I downloaded from the internet one image which came as a search result for Microsoft Windows keypad layout in Urdu. So now the ones at the top, they are the base version. That is, if I do not press the shift key, I'm going to have these alphabets. Whereas when I press the shift key, then these alphabets at the bottom are going to come. So I'll make this slightly small, place it over here, insert a text box. I already have selected Urdu font over here. So I'll just come into either one of these, increase the size, and I'm going to write, let's say I'm going to create another one for Ar-Rahim. I'll write Ar-Rahim over here. Having written this, I'm going to increase the size of this, and after this I'll choose any font that I want to use for this text out of the so many fonts that are available on the internet. As you can see over here, there are a lot many fonts over here. So I'm going to use this one for Ar-Rahim. Now, since this font does not have what is known in Arabic as Zer, Zabar and Pesh, that is, which is used to denote how a particular word is going to sound. Let's say this is to be pronounced as Ar-Rahim. So for Ar-Rahim, we need to put a small symbol like a W in shape over here, and it can also be, and so that we do not mispronounce it, we need to put a Zair over here and a Zabar on top of the Alif over here. So for that, I'm going to duplicate this text box, place it over here, erase all of this. So I'll insert a scene, and I'm going to cut the pieces of the scene to make that W. Now this is important for doing it in the same font, because only then the symmetry of the font is going to remain intact. So I'm going to insert a vav over here, which is going to serve as a pesh, and generally the kaf, the top line of the kaf over here is going to be the Zair or the Zabar. So I have done all these three over here. Now I'll remove this. I'm going to increase the size of this. till about this much, zoom out. The first thing that I'm going to do is that I'll insert a shape on top of it. And then I'll select all of these together. I'll go to merge shapes and I'll fragment it. Now having fragmented it, I have this wow as a separate one. I have this scene as a separate one, and I have this scarf as a separate one as well. Next, I'm going to go to shapes again, and I'm going to draw a rectangle over here, duplicate it, and place it over here as well. Slightly lower it to keep it exactly aligned, and then move this one step right. Now I'm going to select all of these again, go to merge shapes, now further fragment it. So now I have this shape available here with me. I'm going to remove these. I'm going to do the same thing, going into the shapes, the same thing with the kaf over here to make the zabar and the zir. Fragment it. Remove these, slightly tilt it, holding the control and shift, making it smaller in size. Hold this, increase its size. Bring it in the center, reduce its size. I'm going to go onto the internet, search for Ar-Rahim, so that I'm not making any mistake. Just search for an image. So we have the Arabs that need to be looking like this with a page on meme and a zir and zabar over here. So I'll do the same thing again over here. Place this over here. Reduce the size of the wow. Place it over here. Recheck what I'm doing, whether it's correct or not. Come back here. Press Ctrl D. And this is how my font is going to look like. Now I'm going to insert another shape on top of it. Press Ctrl A to select all, merge shapes, and then fragment it. Now after this, what I have achieved is that I have all of these as a separate shape. So I can play, or I can give each one a different color, each one a different shade. Just like if you see over here, I have given each one a different shade. You can do the same thing with this as well. So I'll select it all, and for the moment I'm going to group it so that I can move on to my background, or I can move on to the next theme or the design that I need to create for it. So I want to have, I'm going to use these shapes that I created earlier. I've also given you a lecture on to how to create these geometrical patterns. So you can learn it from there as to how you can make this. I'm going to select all of this, press Ctrl C, and paste the text over here. Having placed the text over here, I'm going to change its size and increase its size till about this much. So I'm going to go to the format shape, and the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to select this text, I'm going to ungroup it. I'll select a single element, I'll go to gradient fill, and I'll give it a gradient fill of the theme that I already have over here. So I'm going to select this color, I'll select the purple over here, and going into the shape options again, I'll go into shadow, and I'll give this a preset shadow towards the offset top. So this is how this is going to look like. Holding on to this, I'm going to press Ctrl Shift and C. That is going to copy its formatting, and I'll paste it onto each one of these over here. Ctrl Shift and V to recopy the formatting that I did and give it the same color. Next, I'm going to select all of it, press Ctrl G to group it, again go into the shadows and give it a shadow towards the top left. Now our font over here is complete. I'm going to reduce its size a bit. Since the font is complete, now the next thing that we need to do is that we have to insert the English translation of it. So I'll go to Insert, click on Text box, write Most Merciful. Increase the size of it. Place it here. Change its font to any style that I want. Increase the size. Now you can do the same thing that I did with the text at the top. You can do it with the English font as well. So it is going to help you in making it more customized, because with this, the only option that I have over here now to give the color is this one. So this is how the slide is going to end up. The final thing that we can do is a bit more of the formatting onto it, that you can give it a background. You can do pretty much anything, but this is the basic concept, is that you can create calligraphy onto Microsoft PowerPoint using the way I told you in the beginning of the lecture, how you can use these text and how you can place these shapes over here, and you can do the formatting of the text in very different techniques. If you follow my previous lectures that I have given to you, all of them, a few of them are pertaining to using fonts or text as a shape. So if you follow those lectures, you can come up and make more beautiful designs for any text by converting that text into a shape. Thank you for joining me. Have a good day. Allah Hafiz.